right before Jeffrey Dahmer was caught. He had so many bodies piled up in his apartment that he actually stashed one in the bathtub, where he just stood over it every day for a month to take a shower. Jeffrey Dahmer, in a documentary entitled The Jeffrey Dahmer Files, it's mentioned that Dahmer used to give people in his apartment building sandwiches that could have been made from human flesh. In the documentary, Pamela Bass, who lived there and ate his sandwiches, fears that she probably consumed body parts. In high school, Jeffrey Dahmer had a hard time fitting in. He built a reputation for pulling pranks on his classmates, doing things like bleating like a sheep in the middle of class and faking epileptic episodes. In fact, he became so well known for his antics that pranking a person became known at his high school as doing a Dahmer. No doubt that the phrase has entirely different meaning nowadays. Jeffrey Dahmer didn't eat people with tattoos because he said the ink made the flesh taste weird. Jeffrey Dahmer tried to make sex zombies out of some of his victims by drilling holes in their heads while they were alive and pouring acid into the holes. The prolific serial killer is said to have not worn glasses during his murder trial because eye contact made him severely uncomfortable. It makes you wonder if he liked having a headache more than looking someone in the eye. Shockingly, one of Dahmer's victims nearly escaped. Even though he had a hole drilled in his head, his victim managed to flee from the killer's apartment onto the street and began pleading with bystanders and police for help. Following close behind, Dahmer was able to convince police that they were a couple who'd just gotten into an argument. Then, he brought the victim back inside and killed him. While it's known that Ramirez would break into his victims' homes through unlocked windows and doors, his interaction with each one was different. He would occasionally steal valuables from his victims too. Believe it or not, the Night Stalker was identified by his victims by his bad teeth. Ted Bundy was actively involved in politics, and there was talk that he may one day become governor of Washington. Also, he confessed to his lawyer that he killed over 100 people, far more than 30 or so he was charged with. Ted Bundy helped in the investigation of the Green River Killer and made a psych profile which ended up being closer to the actual Green River Killer than the FBI's own psych profile. That was also a huge part of the inspiration of The Silence of the Lambs. Bundy also tried to masturbate to photos of his crime scene when Detective Keppel brought them in, which is why he stopped letting Bundy keep the files. We know Ted Bundy as a deeply evil man who killed at least 30 women. Yet, there are several instances of him doing things that appear, at least on the surface, to be good. He saved a child from a drowning, retrieved a woman's pursuit from a thief, and worked for a suicide hotline. Since he was a psychopath, it's likely that he did these things as a way to feel powerful or attain notoriety. But it's still a bit confounding that he would spend time helping people while also taking so many lives.